Welcome to the Uncle Jim Effect podcast. I'm your host. My name is Dennis Deloach, and this is a milestone episode for us. This is episode number 50, and I can't imagine that we would ever get to 50, let alone we'd get to one or two, but it's all because of you. I'm so grateful for the success that we've had and want to thank you. And before we get started, if you would please subscribe. We're over 50, approaching 60,000 subscribers. Can't express the gratitude we have enough for this. And obviously, it's resonating. It means the world to us that you would take the time to do this. And like most things, we learn more from this than most people that listen. So let's get started. Again, episode number 50. And I tried to make this a special one. I sat back and tried to think, what is it really that we're all about? And so this is going to be kind of a hodgepodge thrown together episode that I want to dedicate to you. And it's called 10 Steps to Living Your Greatest Life. So let's get started. So I want to start with a quote. And this is by Steve Maraboli. And it says, "Today is a new day. Don't let your history interfere with your destiny. Let today be the day you stop being a victim of your circumstances and start taking action towards the life you want. You have the power and the time to shape your life. Break free from the poisonous victim mentality and embrace the truth of your greatness. You were not meant for a mundane or a mediocre life." Isn't that true? So let's talk about that. Everything we've done here is to help us understand and realize our God given potential. And everything we do to live a great life is in realizing our God given potential. And so these are some steps that I've come up with and things that I think will help everyday life. But generally speaking, if we can apply these things in life, I think it's going to make a big, big difference. So let's get started. First and foremost, to the 10 steps, step number one on living your greatest life or my greatest life is basically what this podcast is all about. And that's recognizing that you do have God given potential. And that once we tap into that river of God given potential, we then realize our purpose. And once we're aligned with our purpose, we start to see wonderful things and great things happen along the way that lead us to success, right? And so the number one thing we want to worry about in life is that are we aligned with the purpose in life that we're here for? And that is our God given potential. And we've talked a lot about that over the first 49 episodes on how to determine that. Second thing we want to always incorporate to develop and live the greatest life we can is to always have a growth mindset. And so what does that mean to have a growth mindset? A growth mindset means we're not complacent. We're not happy with where we are at. We are always striving to grow and to progress and to do things and grow, right? And I shouldn't say that we're not happy where we're at. We should be happy every day with our situation, but always with an eye towards growth. And the reason we do that, if we're not always looking to grow, we become complacent and we're basically not looking for opportunities to grow. We do not look at change and embrace it. We do not look at growth opportunities. We have fear. And so we tend not to grow. So the second step in living our best life is to always have a growth mindset and to keep that in our forefront of our thought process that we're always looking to grow. Number three, we've talked about this a lot, establish a 10x set of goals. So anything in life we do, we want to have a 10x mindset. And that mindset says that we basically want to make the goal scary. If it doesn't make us afraid or our heart beat faster or make us think totally different, it's not a big enough goal. So in life, if we want to live our best life, we want to always have a 10x goal set in mind. And that's how we want to establish what it is we want to achieve. What outcomes do we want? We want those to be scary high. Number four, in the 10 steps to living your greatest life is to honor the words that we speak. My good friend Tom Shea, the Navy SEAL, basically said that that's the main rule in life. Basically, if you say something, honor those words. It's nothing harder than that. It's that simple. So think carefully before you speak, but once you speak, don't look for excuses, don't justify it. So if we say we're going to do something, then let's proceed and understand there's bumps along the way. The one thing about life we know is constant is that there's always change. And so if we say we're going to do something, we need to honor those words and always, always do what we say we're going to do. And the fifth step is his second rule, which was never give up. So in our life, if we want to have the best life we can, we just never quit. We just one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, one step at a time. And as we add up those minutes and steps over days, weeks, months, and years, we end up having significant progress. And so never give up. That's step number 5 in our 10 steps to living your and my greatest life. Number 6, we talk about this a lot too, keep score. Too many times we just go about doing our thing and we're not checking it. If we aren't keeping score, we don't know if we're winning or not. And so keeping score by tracking those things that we're talking about, whether it's a health goal, a weight goal, financial goal, a business goal, relationship goal, we need to have measurable goals. We need to be able to track them, and we need to have somewhere that we see those every day. We have to keep score. Again, if we're not keeping score, we do not know if we're winning or losing. Number 7, we need to celebrate wins, milestones, and outcomes. That's one that we probably overlook the most. A lot of us think, well, I'm only 50% of the way there, 10% of the way there, or I've only done this for a week. We need to celebrate those small victories in order to get bigger victories. And so that's one that most of us have to work on, but we need to celebrate, take the time, step back, smell the roses, but we need to celebrate small victories, milestones, and outcomes as they come down the path. Number 8, we need to give ourselves grace. We need to realize that some days are just not going to be good. That does not mean that we don't honor our words or that we can quit. That means that some days we're not going to perform, but we still need to go through the motions. Even on a bad day, it's better to go through the motions and say that was a bad day than it was to say I knew it was going to be a bad day, so I didn't do anything. So I hope that makes sense, but make sure you give yourself grace and realize not every day is an A+ day. Some days are D minuses, and that's okay as long as we're in the fight, as long as we're in the game. Again, remember, it's that one step at a time mentality, and this is all going to pay off. Number 9 in the 10 steps to living your greatest life is try to create value for everyone. Everybody you come across, whether it's in family, friends, business, sports, hobbies, whatever it is we do, if you can have a mindset of how can I make this person's life a little better? How can I bring value to this person's life? Even maybe if they're not bringing value to mine, how can I make this person leave feeling a little bit better about themselves when they visited with me than they did before? How can I try and help them realize what goals they have in life, even if it's a tiny bit? How can I give them a compliment that maybe lifts them up a little bit? If we can do that, if we can create value for those we come in contact with, we will never have a problem in life being a leader, having people that are interested in what we do and say. That is one of the keys to life. How do you create value for others? That is something we need to focus on. And then number 10 on the 10 steps to living your greatest life. And this is from my good friend Dan McCormick. He says, gratitude attracts miracles and to become a miracle magnet. So for us to attract miracles in our life, generally speaking, the more gratitude we can have for those things that we do have, the more gratitude we can express to others, the more gratitude we can express to our Father in heaven, to our loved ones, to those we work with, to those we serve. The more gratitude we express in our life, the more we attract miracles. And so let's all become a miracle magnet, to quote Dan McCormick. I love this concept. This is our 50th podcast. I can't believe it's gone this fast. This is a shorter podcast, but I want to tell you, if you will go back and review these 10 steps, there's nothing magic in here, but then everything magical in the world is in here. If we will simply do these 10 steps, we will absolutely change our life. Now, these are not easy, but they're definitely simple, right? So these are simple steps. Number one, recognize your God given potential. Number two, develop a growth mindset. Number three, always have a 10x set of goals that we're working towards. Number four, honor the words that we speak. Number five, never give up. Number six, keep score. Number seven, celebrate wins, milestones, and outcomes. Number eight, remember to give yourself grace. Keep working, but give yourself grace on those days that aren't fantastic. Number nine, create value for everyone you come across. And finally, gratitude attracts miracles. Be a miracle magnet and express gratitude in everything that you do. On that note, I want to express gratitude for you. Please subscribe below, leave a comment. We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I want you to know how much gratitude I have in my heart for you and my audience. And together, we're going to create a tsunami of hope and move this forward. So keep getting after it, get busy, and enjoy the day. Bye-bye.